Renee.
Hey.
It's really good to see you again.
You too.
How are you doing this week?
I'm good. Good. It's been a week.
Good. So I have a few things to catch up with you about. I know we
Okay.
made a lot of plans last week. To start, here is the contact information for
Okay,
the
awesome.
services for your grandma.
Nice.
Yeah, so they will be able to drive your grandma to all of her appointments.
Okay, awesome.
So you can get to school.
Super helpful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was also wondering how your meeting with your math teacher went.
It went okay. I feel like he just kind of is like, I don't know, I guess just kind of like done a little bit with it. Like, I don't know, like I think he gets the situation, but it's kind of like, well, figure it out. You know what I mean?
Did you explain to him that you're setting up your tutoring?
Yeah, I did. And he was just kind of like, I mean, he took it all definitely, and like, I think he like appreciated the fact that I'm helping, but I don't know how much he wanted to like help back. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And have you set up your tutoring?
We're working on trying to find a time because the time like within school did not work for them. So we're trying to figure out if before or after school would work better, and just trying to make sure we get something that's like consistent.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, so we're trying to figure it out. We're working on it. Hopefully it'll start really soon though.
Yeah, that's really great. It's awesome that you're getting all of this taken care of. So how's your grandma doing?
She's been okay the past like week and a half or so. Like she hasn't really had any problems, so that's been good. At the most part, it's just been something that like she could take like her pain medicine for, and it would go away in a little bit, which is good. The doctors are still just trying to figure out like exactly what's causing it, because like there's no infection or anything like that, which is good because like that would be like the worst thing.
Right.
But for the most part, like yeah, she's doing pretty good. Like they're thinking they just need to get her back into more like regular physical therapy again.
Okay.
They're thinking she maybe just like it felt good, so like she was working too hard on it kind of thing. But yeah, they're figuring all of it out, and like for the most part she's been doing a lot better, so that's good.
And have you been making it to school even though she's been having issues?
She because even though she's like been having like some issues, like it's been stuff she can kind of handle like by herself kind of thing. So like for the most part I've been able to like get here and like be on time and stuff and not have to really worry about whether or not she's gonna be okay by herself.
Okay, so. And you don't worry about her being fine?
Sometimes I do a little bit, like, because you never know what can happen. Because she originally got injured by falling and, like, broke and, like, shattered her whole, like, hip and, like, socket and everything. And so they had to do a complete full, like, hip replacement. So sometimes I'm worried that, like, she's going to, like, fall and, like, hurt herself again. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't worry about that all the time because, like, anybody could fall and, like, hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes, like, I'll think about it throughout the day and be like, I hope she's, like, okay and, like, nothing's happened. But at the same time, I'm like, if something major happened, like, I'd hear about it. It's not like she'd be, like, by herself and I'd never know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for the most part, like, everything's pretty good right now.
Yeah. Because you just seem like such a compassionate person, like, giving so much of your time to your grandma, that I can imagine that being really difficult.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks. Like, part of me just, like, wishes I could just be like, I'm going to do this as my career and just stay with my grandma all day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, that just kind of sucks, like, and knowing, like, she's by herself for the most part is kind of annoying. Like, she'll get out and, like, do her own thing and, like, go around and stuff, like, she has her, like, friends from church and stuff like that, but, you know, like, I like spending time with her, too, so, like, that's nice, like, when I am home and with her, but, no, for the most part, and, like, since I've been, like, focusing on, like, trying to, like, get the tutoring and stuff set up, like, that's taken my mind off of it a lot of the time, so, like, kind of not distracting myself from it, you know, but it's, like, giving me something else to, like, focus on,
too. Giving yourself a little bit of a break from that. That's really great. And have you been making friends in the church? I know we talked about that a few sessions ago.
Yeah, I'm, like, one of those people who, like, if you come up to me and talk to me, like, I'll totally have a conversation with you, but I'm not one to be like, I'm gonna go talk to that person.
Okay.
But, I mean, I've definitely been putting an effort to. Definitely not people who would, like, normally fall within, I guess, the same, like, friend circles, but we're, like, I can tell, like, there's effort on both sides, like, to try to, like, talk and communicate, like, because we're all freshmen, the, like, 3 other girls that are there, and so, like, we're all just, like, kind of, like, talking about, like, our classes and stuff, and none of us have class together, which I think is really odd, that, like, we're in this small youth group, and, like, none of us happen to have any classes together.
That is interesting.
But, yeah, we've all just kind of, like, been talking about, like, freshman year and stuff. For the most part, we really only see each other, like, in passing in the hallway here, or, like, at youth group. So, yeah, it's, like, I mean, I guess we could probably make more of an effort to be, like, let's go do something, and, like, let's hang out and stuff. But I think it's, like, slowly getting to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, Yeah, we've like talked more, like definitely more than just like noticing that each other exists in the hallway, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's great to have people that you can relate to like that, because with all of your other friends being older than you, they don't really maybe understand exactly the phase in life you're going through right now. Yeah, so that's really cool to make friends with people your age.
Yeah, which going to like an older church, like I'm one of like the only people in the choir under the age of like 50, so it's like I've just always kind of been around older people my whole life. You know, like my dad's always been super close with his mom, and so like I've always had a lot of time around my grandma. I'm like now living with her. Like I've kind of been surrounded by people who are like extremely older than me, and like I just kind of gravitate towards people older than me, I guess. Okay. And so honestly, I feel like I'm like a little more intimidated by people my age than I am by people older than me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess it is nice to like have friends who I'm like, yeah, like I'm in this class with this teacher, and you know, and like they get it, you know what I mean? And it's like they're going through it now too, rather than like, oh yeah, when I did that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Have you tried using that strength of you bonding with older people to try and connect with your teachers at all?
I have, but I feel like it's so different when they're like teacher-student relationship than it is like church member relationship, or
the
like
authority.
Yeah, like it's definitely different. And like I want to be able to like hold like especially like with Mr. Graham, just like really get my point across to him that like I am trying, and like I think he sees that, but I understand also why it's frustrating on his end, because for weeks like he was seeing me like not there, or like when I was there like I didn't have homework done because like I didn't know how to do the homework and stuff, you know. So I think it's just like for him it's kind of frustrating. So I think once he like really sees improvement happening is when it'll like kind of I guess click better for him. I don't know, but
I agree. I think that once you show improvement, he'll be more responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you thinking about doing the tutoring in the morning or the afternoon? I know you said you're trying to work that out.
Be easier in the morning.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm gonna have to come here anyway, so it's like the thought of like, okay, just get there early rather than like I'm now having to stay here longer than I want to. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I think, and I also think doing it like before class rather than after class could be helpful too. So that way I'm reinforcing things before class starts rather than sitting there not understanding and then asking questions.
That's really
so before would probably be better.
Yeah. And have the people in the tutoring department been able to work with you on that?
Yeah, it's kind of been like word of mouth, like, oh, these people are like good tutors and like this is who you need to talk to. So it's kind of been like back and forth of like whose schedule can like work with what and like when they're available kind of thing.
Okay.
And since they're students, it's like weird. It's like hard to get like the same schedules like lining up and stuff. So right now there's like 2 people that like I'm trying to like really figure it out with. The one person that like we thought was really gonna work, like the free period just didn't line up and like didn't work.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out like who it'll probably depend on like if one can meet in the morning and the other one can't, then I'll probably go with the one who can meet in the morning.
Right.
But if they both like are in the afternoon or something or both in the morning, then like I guess it'll just depend on like whoever like I pick to do it, I guess. But yeah.
If you end up having more difficulty finding a tutor, you should just go ahead and let me know.
Okay.
And I can help set that up.
Okay.
Help organize everything.
Awesome.
I know that can be really difficult.
Yeah.
Trying to do it all by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If I don't know if there's a person like in charge of them, I guess that you could be like, hey, like make them like do it, like make them set up a time and like make them figure it out like sooner. That would be awesome.
I can definitely set that up for you.
Okay, awesome.
Let me make a note of that.
That'd be nice.
Okay. And have you still been going to church with your grandma?
Yes, we have been. She hasn't missed church in a while, which is good because like she gets really like grumpy and agitated when she misses church. So it's been nice that like she's been able to go consistently and regularly on Wednesdays and Sundays. Yeah, and so like it's the normal like get there for Sunday school at like 9:45 and then you end up leaving church at like 1 PM. But yeah, but you know it's nice. It takes up most of Sunday, so that like it's you pretty much are busy all day Sunday and then like usually food after and the whole spiel. But yeah, like it's been good and she's like been enjoying it. So yeah.
And that's something that you are equally as
Yeah, like I love it there, and it's definitely not like I guess the typical setting for a 15-year-old, like because it is mostly like older people, but I do enjoy it, and I like love being around them, and like they all crack me up, so
that's so great, and those are it's a really great environment for you to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. That's probably what your parents had in mind when they sent you to live with your grandma.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely different than California. Even in like the churches in California, like would be totally different. Like they're just they're more contemporary and more like huge, massive groups of people. And this is like very small, like 75 members, and like very intimate and tiny, like Southern like Bible Belt church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's a nice environment to be around. Like I love being there, and it's nice to like dress up on Sunday mornings and like look nice for church and stuff. So it's definitely like one of the highlights of my week, and the same thing for Wednesday nights, like with choir practice and everything. And so it's the place I like being in. It's my dad and I joke about it all the time. My dad and I have like awful sense of humors, but we're like, he's like, the only reason they like you so much is like when you walk in, it's like a zombie in The Walking Dead. It's like they see life and they just swarm you. And I'm like, Dad, you're a terrible human being.
You and your dad seem to have a really fun relationship.
He is the epitome of like an angry Irishman. Like he cracks me up. Like everything that comes out of his mouth is the most sarcastic and like just purposefully like a dig at whatever you're talking about, but like. Yeah, he's awesome. He's the best. I love him. So.
Do you miss him?
I do. Like, it's nice, like, being able to have, like, FaceTime and stuff like that to, like, be able to see him and not just be on the phone and not just text and stuff.
Right.
But, like, I definitely miss, like, joking around and, like, going and doing things with him. So it's nice when they do come here for breaks and stuff. But, yeah, you know, it's kind of like I said, like, before, like, eventually, like, I would have had to graduate and, like, go off to college anyway. So I guess it's kind of good that like I've adjusted now earlier, so that way like the huge transition into college, like completely being on my own, won't be like the total like what am I doing, you know what I mean? But I also still like haven't decided like yet where I want to go, because I might end up there, might end up staying here, like who knows. But
are you close with your stepmom at all?
Yeah, I am. She's kind of always like been like the motherly figure in my life since she's been a part of my life for so long. I'm definitely a daddy's girl, though, for sure. Like, I am super close with my stepmom, and, like, she's, like, the mom I've only ever known, you know?
Right.
But, like, along with that, like, there's the mother and daughter, like, back and forth a lot of the time. And, like, I definitely, like, talk to her just as much as I talk to my dad. But it's totally different. Like, totally different relationships. Like, my dad and I really joke around a lot, and she's very much the one who's, like, you make sure you do this, and you make sure you do that, and, like, you know, keeping me on top of everything, which is totally her job, so, like, she's totally supposed to do that. But... like love her to death too. She's just very much more like the one who's like the parent who's like, okay, get your stuff together. Like that's so interesting, but did you do this? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm super close with her too. But I feel like you're either like daddy's girl, like best friends with your mom, and I'm definitely daddy's girl.
Definitely. And do you have a parental relationship with your grandmother, or is that more?
A little, like it's weird. It's like she's definitely like a mom to me because she's been around and a part of my life for so long, and like since I've been living with her. But it's almost kind of like having an 82-year-old best friend a little bit. Like it's like she's always on my side for sure, and like she's always there to vouch for me, like when I need someone to vouch for me. But she's never gonna like. She'll always, like, be on top of everything and, like, make sure I get done what I need to get done. But she also, at the same time, like, knows I still have my stepmom and knows I still have my dad. So she never, like, crosses their lines of, like, parenting.
Okay.
But she also still, like, does her job of making sure that, like, I'm being raised.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Since you are here with her. Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Okay. And how does she know about us meeting?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
And she also, just like my dad, like, she likes it too. Like, it's, like, she thinks that it's good to have someone, like, almost like a third party, I guess, to just kind of, like, be on the outside and looking at everything. Because, like, she definitely, I know for sure, like, feels guilty every once in a while for, like, having me, like, help take care of her and stuff like that. Because, like, most people my age don't do that, and, like, don't have to do that.
Right.
But I also, like, I want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want her to not have anybody to, like, help her. And, like, I don't want her here by herself, like, for sure.
Right.
And so, like, I enjoy doing it. But, yeah, like, we're really close, which I think also really helps. Because, like, I know some people, like, they see their grandparents on, like, holidays and, like, get a card every once in a while. And so, like, it's really nice that we're super close and, like, we get to see each other all the time and be with each other, like, constantly. So, yeah.
That's really great. I really am so happy that you have that close relationship with your grandmother.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She cracks me up.
Yeah. And so we are only gonna have one more session after this.
Okay.
Due to like the limited resources
Mm-hmm.
the school counseling service.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you want to work on before that, just to make sure that we have everything together? I will make sure to set up that tutoring session for you. Is there anything else that you need from me?
I think like that would be like the biggest thing is just making sure that like that's set in stone and like making sure that like as long as that like gets going and like I think after like I think that's my biggest thing is like being back consistently in school and like making sure that like the services and stuff for my grandma get set up and everything and like that's all smooth. Like I think everything should like be fine after that because like there won't be any need for me to like not be here because someone else will be able to help take care of her and stuff like that. And so I think that would definitely be the biggest thing, and then like making sure the tutoring gets set up so like we can get caught up and everything. And so just kind of getting every like stone in place, you know.
Yeah. And how do you feel about all of this going on?
It's a lot. Like there's a lot happening, but it's like relieving at the same time because it's like figuring things out. Like things are being figured out. You know what I mean? And it's not like how am I gonna get all of this done? And so it's nice. It's nice to know that like there's still like a little bit to do and like get done, but like once it's done, like it'll be done.
Yeah. So I can understand how it would be really overwhelming. So it's great that you have this positive attitude towards it. It might not, go perfectly straight away. It could take some time, but definitely after some time, hopefully you'll be back on track with everything. So it was really great to see you today.
You too.
And I will see you next week.
Yes.